Hey y'all, welcome to episode 254 of Consignment Chats. Welcome, ladies. We got a lot to talk about today, so I want everybody to just hang tight. We got a lot to discuss. We've got to talk about some new information on some reselling drama, and we've got to talk about some things that have happened where resellers have gotten together recently. And as it will always circle back around, our favorite thing to talk about, community in the reselling world. And I heard that a lot over the last 24 hours from other people and the importance of it, and other people that are trying to, find their community and why it's important. So, yeah, ladies, let's chat.
Hey y'all, welcome to Consignment Chats. This is Molly, and I'll be joined by my co-hosts Libby and Samantha.
Yes, it's all about the community. All right, let's start with the Prime Lister drama that we talked about last week.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
Yeah, so this has a lot. Both things we're going to talk about, have a lot to do with community and how things change. And so Molly, give us the update on that. You're the most educated on this.
So Deanna of Deanna Online, who we talked about last time, who was the one that brought light to this Prime Lister issue. And one of the things I love about her is she does find out these things. She stays in the know with these companies, but she does follow through, and she does reach out, and she does have dialogue with them to help them grow. So they have come back, and they are going to stop the AI kind of saving a spot on the fake listing, I guess we would call it, that they were doing. That was going in and coming out of your Posh store. They realized that is wrong after they listened to it, so they are not doing that anymore. And they also, I think, admitted to the lack of transparency in doing some of the changes ahead of time. So they are going to be much better about that. So in my mind, everything I heard from Deanna, it just gives me that much more faith in Prime Lister, because they listen to people who spoke out about their concerns. They realize their mistakes, and they're growing and changing through them. And that's really what we want with anybody. I mean, we're all human, and companies make mistakes, people make mistakes. And I have said it forever. If you own your mistake and you're willing to grow from it, we can go on forever, people.
Yes.
That is my biggest thing. Own it. You need to own your mistakes, and you need to go through it. And the fact that this company was willing to hear out and put themselves out there and make the changes instead of standing their ground and going, no, we're right, you're right. They listen.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I love that so much. I was actually going to bring up the fact that you always say own it, which is probably why we're good friends, is because, I love to talk about my mistakes and own them.
Yeah. I mean, you could ask my son when he was 3 years old, what's your mom's biggest pet peeve? And he would tell you, people who don't own their mistakes. Like, that is I tell people that when they're emailing people, if people have an issue with something you listed and you made a mistake, don't own the mistake. I am so sorry. I totally missed that. I apologize. What can I do to make it better? Like that. That's what people want to hear. That's what people want to hear. So
so good job, Prime Lister. If you were panicking like we did last week, this feature was not automatically turned on people's accounts. You had to opt into it. So you're like, oh my gosh, did this happen? Because Prime Lister is so good, it just runs in the background. I wouldn't put too much worry into it. It was something you had to opt into, and just don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But definitely, again, we talk about keep in the know with people that keep you in the know in your business. Like, stay connected with people. Community, and finding the right community. That's the big thing. All right, what else do we have to talk about? We had some eBay.
We got to talk about eBay and this whole promoted listings hubbub here. We have basically they are increasing. I mean, we won't get into the details, but they are increasing their promoted listing, percentages and ways they can take, and kind of raising their fees without raising their fees. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of details involved, but basically there's been a little backlash in the community. People are quite upset about paying more promoted listing fees. We've had some people just say, all right, well, I'm shutting it all off.
Some people already jumped the gun and shut it all off. And
we already shut it off.
don't knee-jerk react when you hear things like this, guys,
Right,
because we've
right.
watched people do it in the past when platforms have made changes and they immediately go and adjust everything, and then the change doesn't stick. And then you've taken all that time to adjust, and now you got to readjust. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, don't knee-jerk react. So what do we know going on now? We know
All
it's
right. So something amazing. It's already going to have happened at the time we're recording this. Is Liz O'Kane of Colorado Rewarn is putting together a meetup. It is online. It is an eBay seller event. We'll see what the outcome is. Where eBay is coming to discuss the promoted listings changes. So this is like a big community thing for me. Like this is the community coming together, telling eBay how they feel. Really expressing their concerns. And that is, I got to give a shout out to Shar Fabulous Flamingo. She was like, when this whole thing happened, she was like, hey, you know what happened like in the 70s, like we would all just get together and we would form a group and protest. And I was like, yeah, I think that's kind of what has to happen here, right?
yeah,
Like we need to
yeah,
offer that feedback. So awesome, Liz, for
yeah. Way to go,
organizing
Liz.
that and making that happen. And we hope the outcome is not the changes that they are going to make.
I don't know. I just feel like they're not going to go through with it because I haven't seen anything this big of an uproar in a long time with things that just don't really in the end make sense. So I feel like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But hook up with your community, see what's going on. Get the the scuttlebutt, I don't know.
She's
I
trying
can't
to come
think of
up
the
with some
word.
kind of a winding or
Like,
old lady word,
I'm easing into this old age thing real well, folks.
Oh, Lord.
Surround
Lord,
yourself
Lord.
with people that you trust and that you, because there were a lot of people, I mean, everybody on YouTube and everywhere that was like, I'm quitting. Oh my God, this is happening. Like, and it was just pure drama and clickbait and ridiculousness. But make sure that you're following people that you trust and you're keeping yourself educated and up to date, even if you don't touch any of your settings or see, but you see what's going on. I listened to the Seller Club podcast, and one of their most recent episodes, they walked through like literally step by step in the Seller Hub of, do you know how much you're paying right now for ads? Do you know what your return on ad rate is? Do you know? And they walked through all of that in the podcast. So even if you didn't touch anything, you're at least informed of what your numbers are and look at them again in February or March. Did they drastically change? Like that kind of thing. So
yeah. And go listen to the Seller Club podcast because they do a
Yeah.
really good job with that. And I think you can rely on their information.
For sure.
This is my problem with clickbait because some of the big reseller YouTubers love to use that clickbait. That's why they get all their followers. It's the drama that pulls them in. But the problem is you get resellers that see that clickbait and they put these people on such a pedestal that as soon as they see the clickbait, they don't even necessarily watch the whole episode. They just start panicking and making changes.
Yes.
And that's the part that really gets me with all of that. Like, we've said it all the time. Really vet the people that you get advice from. Look at other people. Make sure that their store aligns with where you want your store to go. Make sure that you are, I don't know, fully behind and believing every part of these people that you're listening to, because it's so important to know whose advice you're taking and how well are they connected with these platforms they're talking about. Sometimes people like to start this drama just because the platform upset them. So they're going to make the clickbait to get people to leave it. So just be buyer beware.
Well, and I honestly,
reseller beware.
Going into the Seller Club podcast, I honestly thought it was going to be the opposite. They've all spoke at eBay Open. They've been on the big stage multiple times. Ken's on commercials. # thanks, Ken. Which made the commercial, by the way. And so I thought I was going to go in there. They're sponsored by eBay. They're the only podcast openly, like the full on sponsored by eBay. I thought I was going to go in there and they're going to be like, don't worry, it's fine. No, they were like, this is ridiculous. We're going to talk to eBay. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then they educated everybody and dove into
And
it.
why? Why? Because they are real resellers.
They're real
who
resellers.
Are really walking the walk. So
yeah, they love eBay, but they recognize that this is a crazy change that was sprung upon everybody, and everybody needs to get educated. So yeah.
My bet is it's not going to happen. They're gonna pull this whole idea back, and it's not.
All right, I hope you're right.
That's where I'm at with this. That's where I'm at. That's where my head is.
If they would have just said everybody's fees are 20% now and just been done with it, like that would have just been easier.
Would have been easier.
Yeah.
Still, people would have complained. They wouldn't have liked it, but this part of what they're doing just isn't right. It's just not.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
All
right. Out of the drama. We don't like the drama.
Drama.
But was there any drama in your recent meetups that you had?
Y'all, we had a meetup in Greensboro. The Chat and Finds first Greensboro get together. And it was a great turnout. We had a lot of people. We met at Crafted Art of Taco. That is all of us. Well, most of us, and some people did come a little later than that. I'm sharing pictures for those that are listening on podcast. It is quite a few tables together filled with smiling reseller faces of all ages, genders. I mean, a great group of people. Lizzie, Johnny, and I were all just, we left it on a high going, this was fabulous. We're so glad we did it. So glad we did it. So we had lunch. It was, the restaurant handled it beautifully. In fact, Johnny and I were standing up, getting ready to do some ticket pulling. And actually, we got everybody to sing happy birthday to Liz because her birthday's this weekend. So we utterly embarrassed her.
I'm sure she just loved that.
She loves being in the spotlight. So we poured a little Lizzie
That's
up there.
Horrible.
We had little cupcakes and everybody saying happy birthday to Lizzie. So, but they came, the manager there, John, came up to me at one point and said, I just have to tell you, we have done much smaller groups of all sizes. You guys were the easiest and best group we have dealt with. Please come back. You are welcome back anytime. So awesome. Way to go, friends, and making us proud by representing us well at the
resellers are the
restaurant.
best, aren't they?
Aren't they? So after that, we drove down the road to the Goodwill, which I'm sharing a picture now. These are some of the execs and employees of the Goodwill who gave us a tour. They did a phenomenal job walking us through. We went through all the different classrooms. They showed all the different education things that they did. Our group was a great group who asked wonderful questions. They were very engaged. So that made us proud to know that they were really getting a lot out of it and asking good questions. At the end, there were some good reseller questions. I mean, it got a little tough for them, but they had a representative from all the different branches. The manager over the retail stores was there. They had them all there. And so they would point each one if the question was to them. And
you had a whole panel.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
We had a whole panel. Yeah, the Triad Goodwill rocked it. They did a great job. They really did.
So was there anything you found out or, have a different perspective on now that you've,
So one of the things I found out is they do a lot more programs than I realized they did for outreach in the community. I knew, I always think of Goodwill as jobs, employment, and that's their focus. But they do a lot more than that. And they are very much into the recycling of their goods. They're not just throwing it all in the landfills. They too are doing a lot of what we saw in the ARC Thrift video. If you guys watch that over on Thrift Find Flip, when we did our tour in Colorado.
If not, I'm linking it up. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Don't miss that.
Now, ARC Thrift, of course, is, this is nothing against Triad Goodwill because they are doing great things, but ARC Thrift is just, I think, been at what they're doing a lot longer and have a bigger team doing it and the bigger facilities doing it. And so they are I mean, we were all jaw dropping going through Art Thrift. So to do that first and then come to Goodwill. But I'm proud of our Triad Goodwill. They are
I was
definitely
gonna
doing
say,
a lot of it.
I feel like Goodwill in general, I know each region and everything is different, but I feel like
Mhm.
Goodwill in general, that they're not set up to be like ARC. ARC has a whole, like, they dove deep when they went into what they're doing for sustainability and all that.
Mhm.
Whereas Goodwill, that was not the mission or the thing. And
Right.
so the fact that they're doing that and working towards that is huge. But
Yeah, it was
yes.
wonderful. I mean, they were showing us all of the equipment now. Like they have glass crushers in-house where they actually take the recycled glass and turn it into as fine as sand, and then local builders and all use that glass. Like they are really,
Wow.
I was so impressed. And they were talking about the food distribution that they do in the area, which is huge in Guilford County. So that made me happy. The programs that they work with in the area for food, the education programs, all the different ones, and they're adding new ones. They have the HVAC system education programs. They're now adding plumbing, and just they do so much more than I realized. And I've always sourced there. I've always supported them. I've never been a big negative Goodwill person. I've always been positive about them.
Right.
But now I'm even more so. I'm so glad that we did this, and their staff did a wonderful job taking our large group around, answering questions. They answered all the questions very well. They handled them very well. Some of them did get a little, in the reseller at the end, we got a little about the pricing and that kind of thing. And they were talking about, every store has employees and they train them to price items, but to get consistent pricing throughout is very difficult because different people are pricing those items every day. And so, that was a big thing, like the consistency in pricing, and why when I go to this store, this dress is $19.99, and then I drive down, a couple of miles to the next store and I can get that dress for, $7.99. Like the consistency isn't there. So they are working on that, but you have to know, I mean, that's hard. It's hard when you have so many employees that you're trying to have them all have the knowledge. As resellers, we have the knowledge because that is strictly what we focus on, the resale value of something. They've got these employees that they're bringing in, giving them an opportunity to get a job and doing their best to train them. But it's hard. In fact, I saw in the back, I didn't ask about it, but hanging on a rack in the back of one of the classrooms, because we went through all the different classrooms, there were shirts hanging and things, and one of them had a card on it, and it was like buttons on the right side. And you could tell they were like flashcards where they were probably educating them. If it buttons on this side, is it a men's or a women's? Is it like, yeah, it was interesting to see.
Can we get copies of those flashcards?
Right.
do they have the different types of sleeves as well? Like,
yeah. So we asked, have you ever thought about doing reseller education for people because they could employ that? And so at the end, they did say, somebody mentioned that if any of you would like to, we, absolutely reach out to us, and we would love to, talk to you about running a course like that. So who knows if anybody will step up and do it, but
I mean, that would be like an amazing addition for, people, entering the job force, because there's such a low barrier to entry for reselling. Like certainly I can imagine some of the people that come for classes and job training would be
right.
And
they did talk about employees and their inability to purchase goods. So they are very strict with their rules about, purchasing from stores and what they can and can't do with that. So that was interesting to hear. And that if they're like even one of them from the main office, if they go into a store for that, like an hour and a half for business in there, they are not allowed to buy anything. They can't buy from that store. Like, they're working there, so they can't purchase anything from
really.
There, so.
My aunt did a program here. She's got a mental barrier, but she would call me, and our dresser, actually, we have a beautiful like antique dresser, and she would call me, and most of the stuff absolute junk. She has no idea what things are. But she called me the one day and she's like, I can't buy it for you, but you need to come get this dresser. And I'm like, what? And she was literally whispering in the back room because they weren't allowed to buy or tell anybody about the stuff.
Yeah. This classroom right here, all the different classrooms, this one was the HVAC, and they had a full behind her, which you couldn't see because I had one of their reps go back behind and take a picture of all of us for me. It was a full HVAC system for education. It was pretty impressive, and that's something new that they had just recently added. Did I do the whole group?
I added that in there because I think this is a way more impressive photo to see how many people are there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of people on the landing that we can't even see.
Yeah, little heads popped back there going, don't forget me, don't forget me. But yeah, that was our crew, and it was so nice. And, meeting different people from the area. We did have, I didn't get their picture over, darn it. We had 3 people come for a little over 4 hours from Virginia, from Fredericksburg, who drove. They were a ton of fun. They sat next to me at lunch, so I got to really do a lot of talking with them. So that was nice. Most everybody, I think from there, it was, I think there were like 3 different people from Greenville, South Carolina, which is about 3.5 hours away. And then everybody else was within an hour, Raleigh, Winston-Salem, around the area. So yeah, it was a great mix up of people. And it was nice. Everybody sharing their stories. What do you sell? How are you part-time, full-time? All the normal things when you meet people. But we got into a big talk about community. One of the girls from Virginia, Sabrina, and I were talking because she loves to educate and help resellers grow and help. And in fact, the couple that was with her, she actually was teaching the girlfriend of the gentleman how to resell. Nice. So that was her, and that's why she brought them. She was like, you need to come. This will be fun. You'll meet more people in the business. And so she brought them with her.
That's awesome.
But she's very much like us, and not once, but many times people were saying, this is so nice. Reselling is such a lonely job. And, I kept saying, this is why you find your community. This is what we're all about. There are a lot of people out there that do what we do, where you pull together a community, and, you need to find your like-minded people who support you and lift you up and grow you. Yeah. And you could just see, so many people were so thankful at just the opportunity to be with others who you could talk shop with, and they get it,
Yeah.
Another beautiful thing that happened, we had a lot of giveaways. We had Thank You American Bubble Boy. I got to shout our American Bubble Boy friends out. They sent some swag to add to the bag. And when I was giving it, when we were putting it in the car yesterday or the other day, because I forget we're recording early this time, y'all. Sorry, but I'm headed out of town. Oops. When we were loading the stuff in the box, Johnny was like, oh my gosh, they sent all this. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. And I'm like, yeah, American Bubble Boy is awesome. So
they do such a great job of supporting our community. It's mind blowing. Yeah. So go ahead, support them right back.
Use that QR code Samantha just shared. Use the link I'm sure Libby will put in the description. But I did a better job this time because I had a lot of people ask, like, how is all of this coming out of y'all's pockets? Like, and I said, well, it's something we're putting on. So we're, our 2 businesses are splitting the cost of the things to do this. But I said, but we do have like people who've sent swag, and I said, American Bubble Boy. So twice in my announcements, you'd be proud of me because I'm the worst promoter. Twice when Johnny and I were up talking, I reminded everybody that we had QR codes in the bag for Jaden's printers and for American Bubble Boy, and that it was important that they utilize those, because it's when those get used that these companies go, oh, okay, so we did get some support from giving all these items for this event. Now it's worth us doing another event for them. So that's a note to all resellers that go to events. When you get those swag, we all love a good swag bag, and then you get excited, get home and you go through it all, but you don't realize the other side of that. Like, when you use that stuff and purchase from them and let them know, the companies know that you got these items at this event, it helps so that then we have sponsors for the next event and more wonderful swag to give you, right? Like, they're not going to give away swag if they're not in the end getting anything from it. So I was trying to explain that. I did it in much simpler, much more tasteful way. But yeah, if when you see people like us sharing these codes, please use them when you need your bubble wrap or your tape, or your printer or your cross-listing
Plastic
software.
wrap or your plastic wrap. I know we
got a lot of plastic wrap. We got a lot of.
You did get that as part of the swag?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Love it so much.
So they sent the smaller tape roller. So everybody got one of the little red plastic refiller ones that had a roll of tape in it. But then they got a sleeve of 3 refill tapes, and they got a plastic wrap.
oh my God.
Right?
That's over the top swag. Holy
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Way to go. Thank you, American Bubble Boy. Everybody was
Yes.
thrilled to get their swag bag. So
Yeah.
anyway, so that was wonderful. And then we played, then we went over to the bins because the outlet is attached to the home office where we went and did the walkthrough, which I did find out they are in the process of building a whole new building. They're expanding, and the outlets, the bins, are going to move to a new location, a bigger location. So
Ooh.
new things to come in the borough. But Lizzie made bingo cards for the bins, which I was shocked because I did not know that little red orangey box there actually says take a picture with Molly.
Oh,
I
love it.
I didn't know that until people kept coming up going, oh, take a picture of you. I gotta take a picture. So
you did look really good yesterday. So
You're like,
thanks.
like, these resellers are so nice.
So these are 2 of the winners. We had $10 Starbucks gift cards for the first 4 people that found Johnny with a bingo. And so Sabrina, the blonde, is one that I was saying. These 2 are 2 that came from Virginia. So, and then her boyfriend, not Sabrina's, but Cody's boyfriend, Sid, the 3 of them were the winners. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and one more thing to tell you, because we were at my end of the table, the people with me had just met, right? So when we were talking about it and we did the drawing in the beginning, they were like, okay, we have 2 more items at the end. And one of them is a Jaden's wireless thermal printer. And everybody's like, oh, excited. Everybody wants to win a printer. And the sweet woman from Winston-Salem, Lisa, goes, oh, I really hope I win that. I don't have one. And then the lady next to me, Kat, says, oh, well, I have one. So if I win it, you can have it. And then the 3 from Virginia all said, well, we have one too. So if we win it, you can have it. And in the end, one of them won it and gave it to her. And they had just met. And they gave her a digital printer. And so at the end, when we were doing our final announcement,
it's really saying something because they could have resold that. So that's
100%. 100%. They could have made $100 off that like that. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know that I would have given it away if I won it. Even though I already
Lisa.
have one.
I know. It was so sweet. And so, of course, at our final, I had to make everybody aware that happened. And I'm like, this is why we love the reselling community, because everybody's so loving and giving. And yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, all these connections that come from you had a really cool, we've all had so many, we've made so many friends in the reselling community just by going to these events or even online and participating in community. You did something else really cool this week from a friend you met reselling.
I've had a busy week, y'all. What can I say? Yes. So I met Lisa Pegram, Carolina Girl Eclectic, I believe is her YouTube. And I think her TikTok is Carolina Girl Eclectic Lisa.
Yeah, same as Instagram. Yep.
She does great videos. So you want to follow her if you're not, because you will love her videos. She loves photography and videos, but she's a part-time reseller. And when one of the eBay, when did I go? What was that eBay?
It was an eBay Open last year.
Last year's eBay Open. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa was a co-host of it. And so I met her there because she was at the door greeting everybody for sign-in. And we met there and we just kind of hit it off and started talking. And so we became friends. And after that, it was like, we want to meet for coffee. And so we've become friends in the last year, so much so that she invited me on a vacation. And we went to Virginia, and the colors were beautiful.
Oh yes,
right. I think those are the ones I put in here to share.
So stinking cute.
isn't she adorable? No, she's so cute. She's so
We
cute.
love her.
But I had a lot of pictures to share, but my pictures weren't working with me this morning when I was trying to load them. But we had a wonderful, wonderful time. We sat in the cabin and crafted. We sourced and listed. Y'all be proud of me.
What?
What?
I
Whoa. First
I
time we've heard
listed?
this.
yeah. Oh no, I
You
listed
so-
once before, didn't I? I listed in Colorado while y'all
You
weren't
did.
listing.
You
Mhm.
listed in Colorado, and my stuff's still in the suitcase. So good job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We listed, we ate at wonderful restaurants. We just enjoyed the colors. We went to a vineyard and did a wine tasting and walked the beautiful vineyard. And we just had a beautiful time. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if I hadn't gone to that eBay Open and put myself out there I went by myself where I didn't know anybody and put myself out there, and I got a lot of new friends from doing that.
You never know what kind of connections you're going to make.
So yeah, we had a wonderful, wonderful time. So, and we had that happen in our own community where one of our Patreon members was doing something with another friend, and one of the other Patreon members was like, well, you're going to be in my neck of the woods. And they got together and spent a day together, went thrifting, and because they do our motivation in minutes and our come work with us rooms, they've all become friends, and there they got together in person. And
Yep.
Because resellers make the best friends. And if you can if you can find another reseller, yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Yeah. So it was fun. So yeah, wonderful. So I want to know how the 12-week year program is going, because I am missing that. Let's talk about that real quick.
Oh yeah, it was pretty amazing. We had our first lunch and learn last week. You can still hop in. We did part 1. We had new people in there that haven't done the 12-week year. We had some people that have done it and offered like feedback and insight into it. It was a good reminder for those of us that have been doing it. Like, oh wait, yeah, we got to get back to the basics. There's a lot of stuff you forget about, right? And Jason just did an amazing job leading it and moderating the discussion. Like it was better than anything I could have imagined. Like I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it would be great.
Well, and then we have the amazing resellers that are already doing it in there. We had a couple people come in and give like this beautiful testimony about how well they're doing and give examples. And oh yeah, it was great. And I love when the new people come in. You do not have to turn your camera on. You do not have to talk to us. You could just sit there and learn. But I love when they are engaged, and we had people asking questions, and it was great. Went so well.
Yeah.
I am so sorry that I'm missing these, because I missed it because of the meetup that we ran, because those were at the same time, unfortunately. And then I'm on vacation for the second one. So, it's killing me that I'm missing these.
Well, the replays are in our Patreon group. Anybody can join as a free member and watch the replays of the Lunch and Learn and for the 12-week year. So, take advantage of that. Hop in our Patreon group. The link is always in our show notes. It's always on our website, consignmentchats.com. So, hop in there. And then there will be a public video as well, where Jason and I go through the presentation. But I like the Lunch and Learn. So, come see who's doing the program and all the wonderful things they shared.
Yeah. Yay! I'm excited to watch it. All right. Now I know what I'm doing while we're driving tonight. I'm going to put my earphones on, hook up my iPad and watch.
Yeah.
There you go. Get your revved
Thanks
up
for the entertainment, kids. I know. I'm excited. I'm excited.
It was really cool to hear how transformative the 12-week year was for some of the people that have gone through it already. Like I knew, like I could see it, but the fact that the people that have gone through it have recognized like this has really changed my life was
I love that. I love it.
Awesome.
I love it, man. All right, friends. So we got through the drama. We've talked about community again. I know they're like, y'all always talk about community, because there is nothing more important
Yes, we love
There's
it.
nothing more important. I mean, our besties, our community people, we travel with our community people. We learn and grow with our community people. Find your right
Mhm.
fit. Find your right fit. Again, I was
Yes.
just reminded of that at our meetup by everything everybody was saying, that how lonely they were and that it was such a, isolating business. And I'm like, it is, but it doesn't have to be.
Well
Right.
said. Well
Yes.
said.
All right, friends. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. I might have a little tan at the next one. We'll see.
Oh.
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.